So, hi anyone. It was a long time ago, and some people want me to speak in Swedish, but then again, I first want someone to be in here in the chat to speak Swedish. So far, yeah, there is the Norwegian one, but aside from that, there aren't many Swedes here. I'm sorry, there was some. Uh, sorry again, there is some messy stuff on the mic. Yeah, sorry, it's gone. I think. Yeah, somewhere. Okay. Yeah. So I'm here. No one else is here right now. I could post this in various places to get more people here, but then again, I feel like, yeah, I'm just gonna do one other thing. The cord is like, I gotta fix it. Please. So, so now that's done. So I'll first start with, until maybe someone comes in, some tarot. I've just been to a children film. What was the name? Sonic 3, the Hedgehog. It was really good, actually. I never thought I would like a film like that. Maybe, but yeah, I actually liked it. It says a lot when you are like me. I always have been like much for symbols and stuff. Actually, not as a kid. My mom, she tried to, I guess. I think I was like more so introduced to stuff like that without knowing it, actually, because she was like towards me, like, look at the clouds, what do you see in them? And I was like, oh, there are clouds. I was very uninterested, like, so I didn't. But I mean, we did that now and then, and were like drawing also, like, when you use your pen and you just do a lot of circles round, 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 and then you fill out the blanks, and it becomes like a shape. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Like, make it a, if you have like, you just move around with a pen and a paper, and the open spaces in between the lines, you start to fill some of those, and it becomes like a shape of sorts from those. Anyways, we did the certain things like that pretty often. I liked it, I guess, why we did it, but the whole cloud thing, I never was so intrigued with. I didn't see a lot, actually, not as much as maybe she or others saw in the clouds. But then again, I think I shut it down pretty much. And still, I have always been much for seeing the meaning behind things, like, for example, this film, then, but also with everything, whatever I do, actually, whatever I've done. I don't like sports a lot, but I like to see the symbolic meanings of, so I can kind of hear other philosophical um, wisdom teachings in when the reporters in sport, like, go on. I just, oh wow, that was so brilliant. I sit by myself and just know, and like, it shows like humanity in itself and all this. Never mind, but yeah, always, not always been like that. More so as a grown up, actually, than as a kid. Okay, that was about me. So now I have a lot of decks here, also affirmation cards, but I will use the psychic tarot for now. First, I will do like 3 piles and see if someone comes in. I have no idea what to talk about. I just felt I do this very randomly, I know, and it was a long time since. So yeah, I just um, I just do it when I feel for it, and it have been, I guess, a lot. That's why I haven't had the energy for it until now, for a long, long time. I don't know how long it have been, but yeah, there, you can't stretch yourself too thin, and I feel like there are so many things that are interesting to me. So So I have a hard time not doing that. I try to stay in my lane about the things that I love. Well, anyway, I will take 3 pies now. I won't even write down the timestamp. Those who are interested will find it. If you choose number 1, this is a message for you. So what you need to is to not stay. We are never like stuck. Energy always moves, but we can over and over move it like in the same direction. With our thoughts also, not least. This is very much about. This is 4 of Swords, but reversed. So generally, this is about in the upright position. It would be about being exhausted, being burned out, or yeah, really need to rest and stuff. But this is not so. This is the reversed. So in this case, you need to get going. You need to stop thinking and overthinking and thinking, but rather get to whatever. Stand up, go in some direction, do something, you know? It's like the message of the card here. Do something. And you will get energy, you will gain energy because this passive or try, it's almost like, you know, when you have been in fight or flight for too long. I think this is very much in my own case, speaking about myself again, but since no one else is here to speak about, um, that was so triggered. So I went into freeze. And also, that's not like the natural space. I can also go into almost like catatonic states, or have been previously. So if the pressure is too high, usually that have been my reaction. I just cannot act. I cannot do anything. Almost like yeah. It starts like it's not full on. It becomes like this sounds maybe mad to some people. I don't know, but how it would have been when the pressure had been way too high for me to handle at certain. I mean, maybe for an hour it have not been like for longer time. I don't know exactly the time frame, but then usually it have been like small tiny movements I could do, but not speak usually or so, but just like doing the same little movement. I have just been blocked to do anything else. It's like I can't get loose from that, and that have prevented many worse things. So when it had been like in that desperate state. This was long ago though. So yeah, I'm not saying this is for this person that's the same. Rather, this could just be uh, someone that is uninspired or like maybe are in the try to. I think this could also be someone trying not to see what is needed. If we try to like be blindfolded, I mean, we try not to see the current situation for what it is and what we need to do to change it, because that would demand for us to act. Like that could also be the case here, but it can also be that if fight and flight have been triggered too much, and we see no other solution than I mean, this is automatic rather than a choice oftentimes. That is that then you have gone into freeze, like you become passive to not be hurt, you become passive to protect yourself, and so on. But and you get stagnant, and you may also feel depressed. You feel like um, things are also confusing and upside down. It's because you don't want to see that you are responsible here. You can change this. You can turn this around. It's no one else that's going to pick you up and change it. Change it. You know. Um, so there is also a test you can do if you want to. If you feel like, oh, I'm exhausted, I have so much to do, kind of thing. And that's not the case. Let's just sit down and close your eyes and just sit for 10 minutes like that, and just be like. If you start to feel restless, then it's not lack of energy. What it is confusion. So you are not burned out. You're not like, it's rather that you for some reason or another, this is related also to thoughts. This is the sword card. So you don't see clearly, you see things very much upside down. There is another practice you can do. But maybe I shouldn't get into that. I don't know. I think I would rather do that personally if someone. Where is Percy? Persecution, where is he? Close. I don't know. But anyways, yeah. So yeah, it's about thoughts anyway. And I think if someone came in and had this problem and relate, or if anyone relate to this and listen to this afterwards, write it in the comments, and I will try to give you another little exercise to do if you wish to. That we do in the medicine wheel, for example, to transform this stuck kind of place that is not stuck. I think this person also try a lot of things that would work for others, like, oh, I will be out in nature, I will relax myself, I will do this kind of breathing, I will, yeah, spiritual things like or stuff. But this is not the problem. The problem is in the thoughts, and the thoughts are upside down. You do not see clearly. You see it exactly the opposite way. So, for example, if you feel like someone have treated you unjust or something like that, and I'm not saying in any way, shape, or form that you should not listen to yourself. Just ignore me if you don't feel like this could be the case. But maybe you are the one in this scenario that have been unjust because you don't perceive the situation right. You may listen to wrong people also, or the reason you are confused is probably, it's seldom we are by ourselves or are in a sounder environment and then get suddenly super confused. Usually there are those who pull some sort of threads that make us confused. So my advice also is to, because this person feel like they probably need alone time and blah blah, but that's not what this person actually need. But that maybe so also to cleanse the or get some order in the thoughts, but rather other people. This person needs to be around people, but people that are not confusing. And how can you know? I mean, what is right and what is wrong? One suggestion is, if people have not lied, trust them. You don't have to trust anyone fully except for yourself, but that is a kind of good sign. um, I mean, yeah, that's kind of a good sign. And if they have, maybe not trust them. Yeah, that's a simple thing that you think should be like absolutely nothing you have to tell anyone. But that's actually not the case, especially for someone that is in this confusion. So I think probably this person have listened too much to too many for a longer time, and then they don't see the, what do they say, the forest for the trees or something like that. The trees for the forest. I don't know. Yeah, you know. And to go inwards and shut out others, that's not the right way. This could also be a situation where someone tries to isolate you. Someone tried to isolate you from other people that are clear or correct, that would change so you are not in this confusion. There are people, people for everything, and some people are so insecure so they want to control others. And I think that could be the case because this person tried to find a solution, and they tried to find connection to nature and to spirituality in various ways. But yeah, they don't understand that this is mental. This is the problem. This is not like a mental disease. It's a thought pattern. That's what it is. And this probably have been influenced by someone, maybe early on in life, and also maybe that have, I mean, sometimes we meet people that reflect certain even imbalances we had from our childhood, and we feel so comfortable because it's so at home, so to speak. But it still can be very dysfunctional and confusing, and still trigger these things that we think are ourselves. We think that, oh, I am this person that is so confused or stressed out about these things, or what's wrong with me, kind of thing. But the thing here is the thoughts, and I don't know exactly what the thoughts are for this particular person, but that it's very unstable, and it should be. I mean, it is better to choose situations that aren't so set and solid, because this person needs to get out of um, that fixed kind of idea about how things are. Yeah. Or they will need rather to then meditate, they need to get up and run or get the juices flowing, like get active, be physical. I mean, they need to do everything almost else but think. And if thinking, then try to talk with others that help you, um, and not maybe those that usually surround you, because still you are in this confusion, so try to find others that you usually do not talk to. That is also another advice, is that find 3 people, usually not one of those you used to talk to here, 3 people that think differently than each other, and maybe different than you right now think about whatever it is actually. And listen to them, hear their perspective, and understand that you don't have to agree or disagree or anything. You just have to take in consideration that that is the way you could see it. That is um, a suggestion that will um, make you less rigid, because I think this person feel like they are pretty flowing, or whoa, everything is like not, they can't like touch where is the solution, like you know how to find. I feel maybe a little bit better if I just shut out or shut down, or but that is not a solution. That is just um, almost like a cop out from opening their eyes and see reality and truth, because that could be painful, but it's never hurting. It's more painful in the long run to stay blind. So, yeah, that is a suggestion. And also to spend time with different kinds of people who do not see things exactly the same way, or stuff like that. To just, yeah, open up, like, mm, yeah. This is a complicated one, I must say. And this person, they, more so than others, they really misjudge themselves. For some reason they don't see clearly about who they, their own behaviors, or how, more so why, like how come that they react the way they do, or um much things like that. And they seek stability, and in that seeking, I think I repeat myself now a lot, but in that seeking they get stuck. It's like, of course, in this sort of confusion, and they distrust themselves a bit, because they see that their thoughts about solutions won't solve it, kind of. And but yeah, so they try not to run from it, they try to solve it, but they can't resolve it from their own mindset, because that is set in a certain direction, also influenced by probably people close by. So um, they need to be challenged, actually. by something else than themselves, just because that's just a loop, kind of. And I think, yeah, that's very much some of the problem, that they don't see themselves clear. So when they try to solve it within themselves, the confusion gets worse, and then they kind of cling to the things that are seemingly, uh, yeah, I think this person judged themselves pretty much because of how they feel or so on. Oh, this is, yeah, hmm. This is person who hold themselves back. I mean, this is also a person who have high standards in their mindset about themselves, how to behave or what kind of person to be, stuff like that. And it like goes against the whole instinct of themselves somewhat. It's like, yeah, they kind of punish themselves with their thought patterns for, um, things that, it's almost like they try to hide their own nature, try to try to think out how they should be as a person or something, and then instead of listening who they truly are or what they, I mean, uh, instead of seeing that as a compass, their feelings and so on. um, I think they somewhat do, but they still interpret it wrong. They take like, yeah, they should probably go do better if they did the opposite of the solutions they think they need. If they just turned it around and did the opposite. Yeah. Wow. Who is this for? Hmm. So time alone won't solve it. They need maybe also even therapy or something. Someone that can bring a totally new perspective that they haven't still gotten from the surroundings. That's what needed here. Otherwise, yeah, I see some sort of depression here, or some, uh, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't say like insanity, but something that could go overboard, because the confusion will only accelerate. It will like, be more and more of it going in this direction. This is not the right way. And I also think when they try to be loving or so on, that also can like, there can be some sort of block here in what would that be, and how is that, I mean, in what way is that demanded, let's say, in quote unquote, from them. It's like they try to be kind of love, or they try to be correct in their ways, like, but this puts too much pressure, because they don't see clearly. And now I will have to let go of this. Oh my, if I could go on with this, woo, I must shake it off. Okay, okay. I have a few songs in my mind. Actually, "Shake It Off," "Shake It Off" was not the song, but anyway, I must first have the other one. This is what I thought about today when thinking right before I came in here. I actually, wait, let's see. This may not be related to any of you. What is this the one? I thought this was like I don't think I can I don't think I can have an even I should know I should know the lyrics before I put this up, I believe. But okay, I will do it anyway. Oh my, is this, yeah, this is wow. I shouldn't actually. I have a humor that is somewhat strange. Sorry about the lyrics here if they are, yeah. Anyways, okay. The other one I was thinking about was like, what was it now? Oh gosh. Yeah, Shake It Off was it? Yeah, by Taylor Swift. Um, so yeah, this person need not to. Absolutely not. That's the worst for this person. But the other song is not for that person. I don't think it's rather for myself. Maybe I'll try that to someone. Maybe. Anyway, moving on. I just say so much here. Okay, okay. Mm-mm-mm. Now we can. Now another. Say again. Oh, yeah. It may mean something to someone. Let's hope. Okay. I'll stop with all the songs here. Uh, let's see. Maybe I have to put this down afterwards just because of the first song there, that I don't know the following lyrics. I thought it was like, what is her name? She's called like, actually thought it was a song by a woman, Kajsa Gytt or someone like that. Like, or no, not her, but um, is that even her name? I thought it was another one. I've forgotten her name. Never mind. Um, so, but now the second one, I said I would go for 3 here. So if someone chooses number the second pile, so to speak. Oh, there. Whoop! Here it comes a few. Whoa! More cards. Okay, I dropped the card here also. I will just check what that was. Okay. The card that I dropped, I'll try to reach it on the floor. Wow, this was difficult. Was actually eight, no, not eight, Ace of Pentacles. So I think you need to maybe hold on to your money or something like that since I dropped it. But this is, it could be a new beginning that you would flourish in all kind of ways, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, in all kinds of ways, even economically or materially. But something grows and prosper like that. But the thing is, I dropped it. So I think you need to hold on to kind of what you got. Mm. This is also like a seed that haven't yet started to grow, and this person needs to nourish this seed. Otherwise, the fruits won't come, obviously, like if you think about how nature works. So that was like somewhat by itself. And then we have 3 cards, and then a last card that is like crown chakra. So I think you need to tune in to the universal kind of love, the no, not unconscious love, the a love that is unconditional. That is the word I was seeking. Because then we have throat chakra, then we have new beginnings, which is the Fool card, and then we have 7 of Wands. It says stand your ground. So what this is for you is, maybe you have already expressed yourself. I feel like this throat chakra is clear. Usually when the card comes up like that, it could be something we need to like purify or think about or activate in some way. But here I feel like that is already activated. There is a new energy that is there. And then comes this new beginning. like you own the world, and this is a whole new world that you're walking into. She's walking on the, as I said, this is the Psychic Tarot by Jon Holland, so if you want to check the images. Anyway, a new adventure, and she on this image is like she's leading herself. She is a leader, she is leading the steps, and this is a totally new journey than the one that I've been before. And I think it's about boundaries that she have expressed through her voice and words, probably. And then comes Seven of Wands, that is about stand your ground and to not to hold yourself high and to realize that um, some people cannot actually reach your level. They can't. They don't. You don't have to fear anything here, even if it seems maybe in some situations like something huge among us comes against you or whatever. Um, yeah, you will make it. Just don't back down. Don't even think about it. You know, you are very, very strong, and your decisiveness is, you are right, because the throat chakra is also about truth. Um, yeah, I can relate somewhat to these cards. Yeah. So, yeah. Mm. Totally new, and this is awesome. Was this the third one really already? Okay, no one is still in here, so what to do? I just said 3 once. Okay. Maybe I should do something else. I'll check what other decks I have here. Maybe I can only just check and see if I can talk about something that relates to the topic. So I could talk about so many things that I do, but yeah, I rather communicate, like answer questions or so. So I have a few decks here. I wonder what this is. Oh, this is the one that I used to use, but they don't have any. Wheel of Fortune is gone here. Someone had maybe stolen it. I don't know where it is. I could just have dropped it somewhere. It's not the sofa. I should have found it. Anyway, it can be anywhere. So yeah. What else? Is there something on my mind? Really? I don't know. I don't know. I will sit here for a little while still and see if someone figure out that I'm here. Not for too long because I ramble too much as it is. Yeah. But this spring though, because now what usually people call the new year starting, and so it will be many new things. That's why I could relate really to this last card so much. Things have changed, and that is just, I see that, and I could have said that in the Seven of Wands things, but usually we don't think that, but I feel that immediately that this is it's their loss and my win. And, when it comes to some specific situation, and how that changes some things, but that also sense I had previously about that. And what was I going to say about that? Yeah. So, anyways, this spring I will start I do my medicine wheel things and some psychic readings, mediumship readings, or guidance, as well as cards. Also, cards is almost like randomly I go to cards rather than I don't know. I don't need the cards. I find them fun to work with. But I'm so used to it. Some people feel, I guess, like it's like going into a different world, and they get not maybe exhausted, but it's very much for people sometimes to always feel connected to the messages from the soul, or the mirror of the soul, where I love to be. So yeah, I have to practice more being in the here and now thing, and not like explore or investigate. Or I love to do that though. So that like it gives me yeah, I wouldn't say I get really bored by that. Yeah, I need things to have a meaning. If it's without purposefully, it's a little bit more difficult for me. So, but anyway, but I go maybe too far in this sometimes. I mean, it's good to be able to connect with us. Oh no, I started cleaning also. Never mind. So yeah, this spring is what I'm going to do. Yeah, I have 2 classes, you can say, in medicine. Will I also do some Reiki? I mean, I do Reiki also, or I heal others, shamanic healing as well. But I also teach them to practice. I like that more. I like to teach others how to teach more so than doing, have treatments or such. But I love that too. But I don't do that as much. I do that in the medicine wheel. That's part of it, kind of. Those are a year long. Uh, they can be longer. I have one of those have been there. It's their second year. So, and within that contains so much. That includes so many things you can do. That I also can do outside of it. Recently, I've done a lot of past life regressions, and that can be part of the work in the medicine wheel, but also it can be something I could do and is not part of that. So I have to think about what I was. Also, I do my yoga, not as disciplined as I think I should, but at least I started to have more focus on my physical well-being, my health, because it's almost like the last step in the medicine wheel. That is the first. And I always seem to be doing things the other way around. So I started kind of from the spiritual level, and then went to the soul level, and then the mental, emotional level. And now I think I'm ready to really, I feel very ready to deal with physical things that I pushed aside, almost like focused on other things that were more inspiring to me, honestly. So, um, yeah, just eating healthy, exercising, stuff like that I really like when I do them. Uh, it can wake up a lot of things, since I've been that frozen person rather. But I like it. I really, really like it. But to me, the much of the thing that have been in the way, so to speak, or an excuse probably, is time. I like so much to do other things. So when should I have time? Like, or when should I want to have time rather for it? But I realized that I do live in this physical body as well. I can't just ignore this fully. I mean, that's not good. That's not loving towards myself or so on. So yeah. So, and also Wicca, witchcraft is also, I have these talk groups for those who are interested in kind of what it is. And many people, when it comes to that, I mean, many do that different from each other. I can appreciate that or understand that. But the way I mainly have been taught is by communication and following. I mean, I have myself been the motor to what I wanted to learn, sort of. And I like students to be like that too, because then I know they really want it, rather than I just spoon feed them like stuff that I don't know whether in what direction they really have their interest. I've tried the other way, where I can have a set goal for what to include, for example, in this year, that I talk about or show basic stuff, like, but so I don't miss out on very, I mean, yeah, the basics should be covered in a year then. But still, I really want to follow the interest of the people. Otherwise, they may just not have a real interest, and then I just, this saying about throwing pearls to swines. I'm not saying they're swines, but it needs to be a true and real interest. And many people who start with that because that is very intriguing or alluring, maybe, or something that people like to learn, but they usually don't understand that how much it takes. You cannot be half invested, I feel. I think, I mean, but then I differ from some people also. I'm not saying that others are half invested, but I think that many people have that, let's say, magical side of their lives as a specific part of their lives that they are active in now and then, while the rest of their lives are that it's not included. While the whole life I have, this is everywhere in everything I do. I just can't separate myself from it. I don't want to. It's like part of every thought I have, I would say, yeah. And that may sound manic. I think some people find it more balanced, actually, to have the everyday life separated in some way. But yeah, not to me. That have not been. I guess we have different, let's call it, callings then also. And to me, it's like, yeah, it's like everything in a way. It's at least it's like infused in everything. So, but you have to have a passionate, eager interest to learn these things. You can learn about them like on the surface basic level, but you cannot learn them without really being invested. And now there is someone. I forgot that I had. Oh, a lovely girl named Sarah. Oh, how sweet. I had this dream. Now I keep speaking. I thought I would just say that and then I'll go out from here. But now, this girl, I someone said something to me in Sami language. I come from the natives of Sweden on my father's side. I don't know. I watched a show about that it's you get it from the mother's side or whatever. I don't know, but that seemed easier to track, honestly, back in time, probably. But yeah, I see myself as part of that anyway. But anyway, I haven't heard from this girl for so long. It's fun. Oh wow, I'm so happy. I'm sorry, I'm writing here for her. I'm sorry, I'm so silent. Wow, she's such a sweetheart. Oh wow, how cool! I haven't heard from her like maybe a year. It was a long time ago. She is a Sami girl that is more so invested in the culture than I am. That I've been active very much so in this. Anyway, oh God. Anyway, what I saw, I will say it briefly. I won't say how it sounded, but I've never dreamed before that people speak to me in the Sami language. But this year also the calendar before Christmas, this every day, you open a whatever, have been focused very much on Sami traditions and stories and so on. So probably that awoke something in me. But so first I heard someone saying something, how heard it. I don't know the language, as I said. My dad even can't it, but my grandmother, my father's mother, sang sometimes in that language. Anyway, and then I also heard a yoik, as it's called. And that meaning was very, very clear to me after a while in one of the meanings. But now she have made try to write like in an automatic writing. She's so sweet. I love her so much. So sweet that she did that. So I will see. I haven't read it yet. I will read it now. I won't read it out loud because if you figure out, she may want to be secretive about it. Oh, she is so sweet. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh, she's magical. This girl. Let's see. Hmm. Wow. 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 Yeah, I understand this so much. Wow. Wow. I'm sorry. That just say wow. I will get back to you soon. I just have to read a message. Ah. Ah. Oh gosh. I have to answer again. Yeah. Wow. She's so lovely. Wow. 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 Oh, so sweet of her. Oh man, I need to that this need to sink in. She is like, whoa. I can't even. Oh gosh, yeah, wow, wow. Oh my, oh my. Oh, there is so much. Maybe I should speak about that. I haven't done that a lot on here. So many people are. Maybe I will need to send joke, not a joke, a yoik that is, I naturally, I actually feel that's very natural to me. Even I'm not saying I can do that really, technically, like, but I feel it's very, very natural, and it was since I was born. I feel like I have had this Noid or shamanic trait, if you say, in me since I was born. And uh, and I'll see. Nej, men how did wrong? To me, I was always singing. My man, no, not my man, my mother, she didn't like see me. She heard me. She did hear where I was as a kid because she heard me. Let's see. Here is a traditional Sami yoik. I don't know how they sound like, so I need to find something I know myself. Where is someone I'm looking for? Ah, I know. Now I know. Marie Boyne. I love this one. I need you to hear this one. This is a favorite of mine. If I can find it. If I even remember. I don't listen to those very often, but this is the one. Oh, it was so long since I listened to it. Anyway, yeah, I felt a lack from, I mean, I was searching for this. It wasn't from the beginning, it wasn't so much my roots like that in my ancestry, but it was more so that I felt that something was cut off in this, the God in the sky high, unreachable thing. I felt that this, the nature and the physical and the even sexual and everything, the celebration of that was like missing, and I was searching for it, and wow, she's so sweet. Wow, I'm so wowed right now. I need to read it again afterwards. This just blew me away. Her beautiful, beautiful message. I appreciate it so much. It was wild. I mean, maybe you don't know who she is, so I can't read it. I will see. No, I won't. I won't actually share this one. I could share something from it. I will see. Maybe. I mean, she is a beautiful, beautiful woman. Mm. She talk about here, following the jokes that are here. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. So now, anyways, okay, I need to check that off now and focus on speaking here. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, well, very random speaking here. Um, this was almost blew my mind. I asked her after this dream that I had, where I picked up. I was actually not in the dream state. I was like, you know, halfway trance state. And but it was very, very clear. So since I don't know the language, then it was like, what is this now? But I realized that it also, certain messages from it I did understand, since I googled the words and found out some other meanings in Finnish. They are like related. I think the languages. Anyways, so there was something I understood from that, but her messages was like, wow. When she tried to understand the meanings of them, she is so lovely. Oh wow. Oh, I will take this one also. Oh, Oh, now she's in another. Isn't she lovely? I was like, this is for her, but I don't think she. This is like he wrote this to his daughter, I believe, or. But she is lovely, and if she ever come across this, she'll know it for her. Still, I will see what she said now. I will just get back with some songs to you then. I mean, she is lovely and very, very grounded. She is like the opposite of me, up in the sky, going on in all directions. She's so, her feet on the ground, she's so solid. Sorry, I had to be silent with that again. Now I wrote it about the song, so you wanted. So, oh wow, she is so sweet, and she really channeled that as wow. And she saw a lot of things. Oh, she have been more so advanced than these last years. Mm. So beautiful girl. She's very, as I said, very, very solid and very. Um, I will send the song to her also, I think. Uh, yeah. Anyway, so she stand her ground very firmly. I mean, she's not. I mean, I think this is very common also from many people, maybe in the countryside or like, um, I don't know. She has this solidness that is very clear. She's very calm, very solid, grounded. There was some years ago I was going to like uh, do some drumming with her also. Yeah, like I mean, the Noid part of it is like the shamans of this the native traditions in Sweden, where they have these painted drums and use like a as a drumstick antlers from the reindeer and so, and also as a tool of divination, like which is in itself, yeah, seeing beyond the veil, you could say, or communicating with the forces. I don't know what to say. Mm, brilliant, brilliant. This girl, wow. And we have been talking about. I shouldn't go too far in this. I don't think I will. I think I will be secretive a bit. We have been talking about, without saying more than that, to cooperate a bit. Like, let's say it like that. Just wow, what a day for a daydream. And also, um, isn't that a song? I just do this now. I'm sorry about now. I could go overboard. But Oh gosh, can I focus a little bit? Sorry. Uh, anyway, about this starting anew and about this third pile of tarot. Also, this is clearly part of that. This is very new and very, yeah. Oh my. Sometimes you just know for some reason or another that people, I wouldn't say like belong to you. I'm not saying she belonged to me or anything, but it's like the silence can be so many things, but you still don't feel it doesn't like change anything about a connection. But sometimes you can wonder, however, what happened or how does that person feel, or if they just whatever. It can be whatever for people. But this was so lovely, honestly. Wow. But this is not such a lovely pod to listen to. I'm so sorry. I try to focus a bit now and then I will end. Um, yeah. So anyway, that's the first time I've seen that. I've seen some, but not heard in my visions. Let's say the yoiks themselves with words and so. So that's fascinating to me. I also like to. I've talked about that some years now. I would love to sew a dress or these traditional dresses they have. I don't know for sure exactly what in that area. I mean, there are differences among different kinds of families, what they wore and so on. And do not want to step on people's toes or do it like so that I don't care about like much about what people think, honestly. But when it comes to the traditional things, I don't want to be offensive to sudden or go over some sort of I wouldn't say rules, but codes, let's say, that I don't know of. If I know, then I can choose, let's say. But if I just randomly uh, overstep onto someone else's whatever, I don't know what I'm saying really. If you say it like that, when it comes to the traditional, everything has a symbolic meaning and is connected to something. So so then I would want to know truly what I'm saying, you know. Anyway, I didn't expect this though when I asked her about if she knows the language a bit and so I asked about if she understand those words. I did not expect channeling. I mean, I used to be the one channeling here, but she is a special one. She's very special. Yeah, I really feel so much love to her. Wow, wow, this was uplifting, and also some as I said about this third pile, it's something new brewing. I feel that pile also was for myself. That some stuff that shouldn't be present in my life exactly or close to me at least, they are being blown away, honestly. And that process have been going on for quite a long time actually. But I get more and more um, clear in what I tolerate around myself. Yeah. Or maybe I get to become more and more of a bitch. I think I'm a little bit bitchy, but that part I love because I've been so much to the other directions. I feel like maybe I need that for some balance. In one way or another, I always said what I thought and so on, but so I have stood up for myself. But at the same time, I have been, you could say, groomed into a certain way of interpreting or thinking about others, or where I didn't see that people could be mean or you know just without any consideration hurt use you or hurt you or degrade you even in front of others, but pretending. I mean, there have been many stuff going on where I gradually slowly have learned you know, also not to care about that, because that's their karma, it's their problem, honestly, to resolve. It doesn't say nothing about me. It says a whole lot about themselves, you know. So yeah, but it's still a process, though. It's difficult if you are. That goes also for maybe for the first pile there that was like confused. I feel like it's difficult to um, see things in others that you have no experience of from yourself, that you don't understand, like, and then you can be blind to it because of that. You don't usually you interpret others as if they are yourself, like, until they show something else. I mean, as if they have the same range of ways to react to things, or whatever it is. I believe, I mean, we do that, I think, naturally, and I have meant too well. I mean, in a world where people do not often. And when it comes to, again, I jump back to the whole Wicca or group about that. I've thought about that several times, because many are drawn to that also, who maybe need to get like more clear about their own intent, maybe, because I think it can go really sideways or south if you, I mean, it can, even if you are aware that you are very well meaning and you know, want the best for others also, and so on. I think I mean, you don't know what situations you will find yourself in, and then maybe it's power. It's about power, honestly, and power is not bad, but you need to be able to handle power without becoming corrupt. And so, yeah, I hesitate somewhat about teaching it, because I want it to be given to others. Yeah, those who want that knowledge. It's for everyone. We have the capacity in ourselves to develop certain things that we can, yeah, so we can experience bigger, you could say. But anyway, so you could say a lot of things. But yeah, so um, but yeah, I'm also, there are dangers actually in it also, because you get in touch with, in depth with your own psyche, not the least, but also other things that you don't know how it will trigger, so to speak, and how responsible you are capable to be of dealing with it, and also your own boundaries to do it in a way you feel good about. But I think I emphasize that a whole lot, so those around me may not, go too far on that, because I rather hold back. Uh, but yeah, when it comes to people's intent, or people's um, the way they can lean towards this sort of meanness, let's say, um, I wouldn't want to give it in their hands. So, and how can I know for sure? People change, and also, okay, I see through a lot, but also people show faces, and I don't do like mediumship reading or psychic readings even for those who haven't asked for it. Previously, I even stopped, or I practiced to stop seeing auras around people, the energy field around people. But now I realize that would have been, I mean, I would have gained previously from having that. It's like a shield. It's like you see the intent and the energy of others in there with your eyes, the energy itself, you see it clearly. So, yeah, my life would have been easier if I wouldn't have trained that part away, because I couldn't translate it. I thought it was stressful to see it everywhere around everything. So I like practice to not see it all the time. I can see it whenever I want to, um, but I actually would benefit to activate it all the time. Although I feel like you kind of peek into someone's soul, but my intent isn't bad in that. But I have that um, at least that kind of vague ethics about that, because sometimes I put cards for others or something rather than for fun. I wouldn't. I feel like also as a medium and psychic, if I tune into others, that it's like reading their diary or like hacking them. And when it comes to hacking, by the way, since I've always kind of been hacked, it seems. I don't disagree with that. I mean, in a sense, I think there maybe is anonymous stuff or stuff like that that would actually save things. I mean, I think that's a good idea in a way. It also, like everything else, depends on the aim, but also the maturity maybe to understand that maybe things you see are different than they seem, as well as um, there is so many things, many layers on that one. But generally, I think we truly need those who do that. Otherwise, we would be, yeah, fucked, so to speak, if you can say that on Facebook. Yeah, we really need that. Yeah, but to personally, for your own like private kind of prying interest, go through someone else's whatever, that is beyond my understanding. I think that's so bad. I think you kind of shit on yourself. I mean, it's like, where is your boundary then? Like, if you do those kinds of things, not because you want to protect or whatever it is, like in a greater scale, but if you like climb into other people's personal, their inner world that they have not agreed to share. I mean, that's, I don't even understand how one can feel good about doing so. And I feel the same way when it comes to my abilities. Also, I wouldn't have the energy for it. I have enough to do the readings that I do and stuff like that. Especially also in my case, it's very much that I trust. I've been shown that so many times that when I really truly need to know something, they will show it to me. I don't need to constantly go and check for clues, I mean, or information, let's say, in that sense. Um, if it's very important, they will let me know. Sometimes it takes longer time, maybe, than if I would have, let's say, asked for it directly. But I don't need it in advance. Maybe I learn something during that process as well. Then, but if I need it, I think I will. Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure I will know. So yeah, but yeah, my boundaries considering that have been yeah, well, right now I feel pleased though, but in a way where I'm at. And let's hope things are calm sometime. But anyway, I just I just think that it was too much to not try to see auras, because that would have helped me so much, and I would have avoided so many situations that have shown themselves to be troublesome. I would have easily avoided them, which I didn't, and which I learned from. So it's good, all is good. But still, because I felt like I was checking into something I wasn't allowed. But more so in my case, it was like overwhelmingly much information, and I thought, since I couldn't interpret it, I saw no meaning in seeing the shifts of colors and shapes and whatever in people's energy. But now I know that would have helped. Yeah. Well, you learn as you go. But still, I try to have some sort of boundary when it comes to how far I can go in in like not that I could hack, but even if I could, I wouldn't do it because I just feel in myself I would feel bad doing it. I wouldn't do it. So yeah, but I appreciate those who like try to save um, in a greater scale, try to save things that are protected. I mean protective, and in that sense, not to be to you know be bad or so on towards people, but for other purposes. I think that's actually um, necessary that they are around though. So yeah. Well, what else? Oh my throat is like sore. I had this as I said previous life journey before and like a guided one. And even that probably strained my voice, I think. Well, I have to stop sometime. I have this ability to speak forever, even by myself, apparently. Yeah. No. Hmm. So, what else about that? I don't know, but yeah, I hesitate more and more. There are people that have been interested when it comes to that. I was going to talk about what I was going to do and so on, and I guess I also do Ayurveda and whatever else. Let's see. Mm, yeah, all kinds of mediumship work. Whenever things pop up that is needed, is like then I use that skill. I also do muscle testing, like kinesiology, in that sense, if you know what that is, and but that can also be included in the other stuff, some of it. But yeah, there are many ways, you know. But um, yeah, but I've changed my ways when it comes to the witchy things because I realized that many people. I have always been my interest was like as I said. Uh, Actually finding this more earth-based, let's say, religions. The also I was inspired by the fact that it's so similar around the world, those native practices. And I mean, they have learned directly from nature, directly from reality, and so on, experientially, you know. So the something is correct there that are missed out sometimes, maybe if you just, yeah, I don't know. Um, but I didn't dismiss the other things. It's just like I felt there was something lacking here. But more and more so, also, I realized that I wanted to find more information and so on around my ancestors, the natives in Sweden here. But yeah, that have been growing on me. But that's why I came across Wicca or witchcraft because at the time you couldn't find. I was in the library searching. It was so little information you could easily find about it. It was very like yeah, difficult about the myths more so. You couldn't find it at the time. Maybe if you ordered some book you didn't know the name of, or if there were any even or something, because I was searching for it. But anyways, I came in contact with Witchcraft of Wicca in the mid 90s, and that there I also found this connection that is rooted, that is, and some would say like a shamanic tradition also. um, and I'm so happy I did, and I'm so happy it was those people specifically that I found, um, and so on. Yeah, the group that I found, or they me, whomever found who. Yeah, they have taught me so. They have learned me They have taught me everything. I feel sometimes. Yeah, even later years now. Some experiences I had not. I was totally unaware of actually, because I I had my troubles with food and stuff, or stuff that I needed to deal with by myself. So, and it was very active in the coven that I was part of. So I decided to leave, to just get myself, let's say, in more balance. I didn't have to. I could have like just paused and stayed, and but I see in hindsight that this was a great decision. Still, I would not have been ready at all for the things that I know now previously. So it's strong. It's very, very potent. Yeah. So I was always driven to the, let's say, extreme, maybe you could say. But yeah. Anyways, so but as I kept learning, also as a solitary by myself, I always practice. I couldn't. I think there was a short while there where I was like a little bit detached from it, maybe, or it wasn't so active in my. Yeah, it was always somehow. It's like, yeah, you can't like dismiss nature or and since you have these connections, it's like it becomes part of you. I feel, at least in my experience. Um, yeah, but yeah, since I've always been so eagerly, passionately driven to understand, no, not only understand, but understand, yeah, to some level, but also to stretch the limits and experience what's beyond, you know, beyond the beyond, as I say, you know. I always wanted that, and some people want the more, let's say, I think this is the word people hate, but anyway, the fluffy bunny word. Some people want that only the soft, sweet, love and light version, and then you like cut yourself off from so much power, which is like the which is the essence, I would say. Yeah, it's not like power. It doesn't have to be like power over. Some people work like that more so. I think more so. Um, Other ceremonial magicians or so on. I don't know for sure. I don't do that, uh, but it's more so in my mind, in my experience, it have always been communication, like maybe communion sometimes also, but communication with and cooperation with the forces that are in nature and of nature, and as well as, let's say, other realms. Um, so it have never been like like in a slave master, I don't know, variant. I don't know. Yeah, no, I can't go over, but yeah. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, I long to include my own ancestry. I think we all have pagan ancestry. We all have mostly that even. It's just these recent few years, no, not so few, but that it have been anything but that. But still, that also is a reflection. That is like um, it's a mirrors the pre historic or pre pagan religions, the new ones still. So it's kind of very, very obvious if you want to see it. So hmm, yeah. So I think I will soon end. Yeah, yeah. This is why I should never be in a pod with someone else or get interviewed, because I would I could say anything. Yeah, this is not that, but still, yeah. And I found way more than I thought, way more than I was seeking, I must say. And I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the inner capabilities or gifts, you could say, that I have both it had naturally very much so, but I also trained some of it, and oh wow, what a blessing it is. Yeah, and also as I said, like now this girl actually means queen. By the way, yeah, this girl, she is uh, very all are unique, but she is very unique, you could say. Yeah, what can I say? So this makes not much sense to anyone, I don't know, but in case I try to share it, and all the shamanic techniques and everything. I feel like everything I do, there is a lot more that I could learn, and I also get offers, let's say, from people to learn a lot of things. But I feel like the things that I already have on my plate, let's say, and the yoga is part of Ayurveda, so therefore I also want to really continue because it have helped me also so much. But yeah, I'm a little bit scattered when it comes to focus in on that. But um, when it comes to these things, all the different variations of things that I do, you could you could go on and on all your life and still you haven't like reached a depth of it. It's so there is so much in that. There are so much richness in every tradition of the, if you say, yeah. And so I think if I spread myself more so in various directions than I've already done, because I'm very curious, I think that doesn't help me much. Also, when it just comes to the, let's say, the divination part. Also, I love I Ching when I really need clarity. I mean, on point and no, not something you can interpret this or that way. It's just like boom. Then I go to I Ching. I have these yarrow sticks that I use, and you could use coins, and sometimes I do it. My cat is away because otherwise she try to play with the yarrow sticks, but that is not mathematically correct. So I prefer the yarrow sticks. Anyways, and just that tiny, let's say it's huge, but that divination practice in itself is is something you could study your whole life and never, you would never be, I mean, it's no end to it, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, you could learn more and more and more, and never in a lifetime you wouldn't have time. Sometimes I wanted just to do that, or and then all the other systems that sometimes touch onto each other in these newer ways of um, variations of oracle cards or tarot cards, such, that's like a whole world in itself, and I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, so I don't think all the tools that I have that I want to rather dive into more than spread myself in all directions. But still, I think you can have an exchange with other, also with traditions from other cultures and so on. I don't think I've heard this many times about this appropriate, no, not appropriation. Is that word? Anyway, I think that is a on always like pat yourself on the head expression that bugs me, and I don't know why exactly. I think it goes too far. I think it's that. Although I want to respect, for example, the the traditional dresses of my ancestors' tradition and so on. I still and so on. I still, for example, if you have a what is it called now, dream catcher, some would be like, whoa. So, I mean, really, really disturbed by the fact that you kind of steal someone's tradition, like since it come from the Native Americans. I also had a teacher quite early on. I got this eagle feather from a shaman from Canada. Um, who came from these traditions that I've heard before, that, oh, don't touch it, like, you will invade like their, yeah, whatever. It's like Swedes would say that to me, and maybe others also in other countries. But the shaman native himself, and I really asked about that, because I was like taught that you should stay away from all this. And he was like, no, like, he also spoke with his elders and so on. It was totally fine to teach me, until he turned around, so I healed him rather, but he needed some. But anyways, it doesn't matter. I got so much from him in that period of time that he taught me about certain things. Um, yeah, and I would love to learn more also from that, because some traditions are more also, um, as for my native. Oh gosh, I keep talking. I can't stop apparently. From my ancestors' traditions, there are things that are kept also, but they were enslaved, pushed away, especially those forest Sami people that I come from, uh, and or my ancestors come from, um, or were like, and even this where I live, this is still uh, Sami land. This is Sapmi. This is the land. You know, it had those names on that language previously. Anyway, so much of it was forbidden to speak the language, like in all many places that have been the case, that it would have been forbidden and so on, and they were enslaved and put down and like treated very, very badly. Uh, and where was I going? Where was I going with this? Yeah, so some traditions aren't like, it was so hidden, they had to dig down their drums, they had to hide all the magic, let's say. And but it starts to come back now. Certain things that, as I said, it was, you couldn't find it even in libraries about it previously, because it was like so pushed away. And now it's more so you lift it up, and that is awesome. But still, I feel like some traditions haven't pushed it so far, where they have kept certain practices and so on, that you can uh, make use of to get in touch with what is yours. I mean, when it comes to medicine, we also, that actually came from, as it's said, anyways, from, yeah, Tibet or so on, and then wandered down from India stuff, and up through Europe, and Bering's, what is it called, bridge, no, whatever, there, and down through North America, and to South America, to the Andes, and then they were also, the church came, the Inquisition. I think, I don't know if it's still there, but the last office for the Inquisition is still in Lima, in Peru, I heard. That's wild in itself, but what? Anyway, so they fled, these high shamans fled up to the mountains and were living there for a long time. And in the 50s, they came back they knew that it was time now to teach this again to us, and bring it back also to the West, to us in the West, and need these teachings that were like hidden away. So they are for everyone. They are all are. Um, it's our heritage, everyone's, even though we come from Peru and so on. But also those who teach it from there, the queers, the priests, shaman priests there, and so on. They also say that we can use what we have in our own environment. I mean, now I happen to have certain uh, totem animals and so on that are, or spirit animals as helpers, that are actually not living here in this area physically, but you can call for those helpers or guides that live around you. You don't have to use, let's say, the hummingbird, since there are no of those here, for example, and you can call for the owl or something, um, and or the raven, or but anyway. So therefore, I also would love to include more, learn more, and include more of the things that have been here. I mean, in this land is whole land to me. It is. But still, I work and have channeled Pachamama, which is what they call Mother Earth there. But I realized later on that this is the path. They have to show it to me somehow. They have to make it clear to me that this is the thing you should practice and share. This is what would help humanity and ourselves and everything, life itself. But it's not like the whole idea of still respecting others' tradition and appreciate them and so on. But I think the whole idea that it would be like a sin or like as if you do them bad. I used to do. I have this. Never mind. Actually, this is not the same thing. But anyways, I have this manic idea about these AI pictures. I use it as a vision board. Well, not only, but I find it so fun, and also I see so much symbolic things and things that I can use and blah blah. I have very much fun with those, which seem very crazy in other people's eyes, I'm sure, especially on my Facebook page. Anyway, I bombard when I listen to some sort of pod or do something else, then I have like super fun with whatever. But there they actually have also black people. I mean, you can see yourself as more like a Chinese one, more like and also, I don't know, everything. And I find it so fantastically fun. And anyway, so when it comes to this, when it comes to black or African, then it's like it is always. It seems like it would always be something degrading, as if this were a black face, as if you try to put others down as slaves and so on. While it actually can be, I don't know if anyone agree with me on this, but this is my attitude. When I have done those, I feel like I rather want to include that we are the same. It's like it's to lift the qualities and everything that we all have, and there are variations, I believe, I mean on an individual level, of course, also, and specifically in when it comes to males and females. That is super clear to me. But that doesn't mean that in, let's say, females there is a lot of variations there. It's in itself, as well as in males, let's say. But still, there are variations and differences also culturally and so on and so forth. But it's not like it's as you make something that, in my mind right now, I may change my mind if I learn or something, but in my mind as I see it now, or my perspective is like, if we can learn from each other or see the good stuff others have and make use of that, to me, I mean, even also in spiritual things, not just like we also have pizza like in Italy or something, or I mean, why not? I mean, we can still honor the tradition it come from, even if we use it in our own way. I don't see how that have to be. I know that things can be watered down a lot and so on when it comes to. I have been protesting quite a lot against like new age stuff and so on because of the guru idea, and because of the whole extreme amounts of money that can still become more so the whole aim rather than what you are to give, as well as that you just show watered down versions of whatever it is. So I kind of get that part of it. That is, but still those traditions themselves. I mean, the core traditions, if you say, they would stand by themselves anyway. They are what they are. They won't change if I don't have the depth of understanding, or. But it's one thing if I don't care. If I just if I don't respect or feel some sort of value in it itself that I make use of, let's say, then maybe. But yeah, otherwise I don't see. It's like, yeah, it's like everything that gets attention, you strengthen it. So you would like add still value, you know. But yeah, I don't know. I also think, God, I will keep going. Yeah, I also think that I mean, I really, really honor all my teachers. I'm so, so grateful for every single one of them. Wow, when it comes to the spiritual field, I mean, yeah, that. I mean, wow, I hold them so dear, and others also, teachers in my family line and so on, with different variations of things to teach. I mean, yeah, I hold them so dear. So I think I don't know if it's so important to them actually as it is to yourself. I think it's important for me to be connected to what I have got, what they gave, what they have given, and keep giving. I would say, yeah, yeah. Okay, maybe I should just stop now. I need to not come up with anything else to talk about now. Yeah, I will just stop. But thanks for anyone who may have the energy or time to listen later on. And I will try to check in now and then again. Yeah. And let me know if you want to, what you think, or how you feel about these topics. I love to hear other views, even other views than mine. I think that's sane. I always question. I can't stop talking because now I come to think about something else. I mean, there is another thing that I actually very much question. People who say that they think for themselves and are free thinkers and whatnot, and they think exactly as the group of people think. It doesn't matter if you think about the scales of left and right or whatever, but if I hear someone speaking to me and I know exactly what they would think because I know there is a group that have certain ideas thinking in a certain way, that make me skeptical. But they can, obviously people can just agree and they have same view on lots of things, or they have studied that forever and just realize that's true or something. Of course that can happen. But to me, I just become very skeptical when I don't hear any questions, when I just hear, yeah, when you buy into sort of a group thinking instead of allowing yourself to actually be free from that and make your decisions in whatever sounds uh, sane to you. And to me, to think that would exactly be as like one puzzle piece in that sort of, let's say, if it's spiritual in that sort of tradition, or let's say it's political in that sort of whatever group thinking, that sounds not so true for me. Okay, I will have to end now. Stop. Stop. Okay, bye for now, sweethearts and others. And yeah, talk to you sometime soon, I hope. Be well for now. And thanks for all the love. Bye bye.